Now we'll move on to the next topic, Unit 4, Supplementary 4. The title of the lesson is The Midnight Summer, which was written by Robert Arthur. Robert Arthur, through this story, he just want to stress the idea that appearance can be deceptive through the character Ausable. Now we'll move on to the biographical detail of the writer, Robert J. Arthur Jr. He was born in the year 1909 and died in the year 1969. He was a writer of speculative fictions and specialized in crime fictions as well as mystery fictions. And we know that crime fiction, what is it? And speculative fictions means the story which is based on the supernatural and imaginary elements. And mystery fiction is a detective stories. The lesson which is prescribed for us, The Midnight Visitor, also a mystery story. And he was known for two famous works. One is The Mysterious Traveler, which is a radio series, and Three Investigator. And he was honored twice by the Mystery Writers of America with an award, Edgar Award, for his best radio drama. And even he has written some scripts for a television. Now we'll move on to the main content of the lesson, The Midnight Visitor by Robert Arthur. Before going to the main content, let me tell you what are the major characters involved in the story. Ausable, a detective; Fowler, a reporter; Max, a criminal. So let us see the main content of the lesson. Ausable did not fit any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. So Fowler, a reporter, came to meet Ausable, a detective agent. Fowler had his own mindset how a secret agent should look like, but this no way matched with Ausable. Following him down the musty corridor of the gloomy French hotel where Ausable had a room, Fowler felt let down. It was a small room on the sixth and top floor and scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. We all know that secret agents will get involved themselves in the romantic adventure. When Fowler was taken to Ausable's room, which was located in sixth and top floor of a French hotel, and when they crossed the stale smelled corridor, he was completely upset and he felt that this setup is not at all suitable for a romantic adventure. Ausable was, for one thing, fat and very fat. So, first thing disturbed Fowler was the appearance, since Ausable was really fat. Second one, the place he stays. And third one, though he spoke French and German passably, he had never altogether lost the American accent he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. So, Ausable is not a native of that particular Paris city. He has come from Boston, an American city. And when he was from Boston 20 years ago, he has American accent. Still now, you would feel that American accent influence in the way he speaks French and German. That also Fowler did not like. So, what are the three things Fowler got disappointed? One is appearance, because Ausable was unusually fat. Second one, the place where he stays, which is not very romantic. And the third one, the way he speaks is French and German, because it has an American accent. You are disappointed, Ausable said wheezingly over his shoulder. So, seeing that Fowler, Ausable was able to understand that Fowler was completely disappointed. So, he says to Fowler that you are disappointed. And you were told that I was a secret agent, a spy dealing in espionage and danger. And you might got information that I am a secret agent and a spy. And my main business is in dealing in spying, especially to get information and about the danger. You came here, you wish to meet me because you are a writer, young and romantic. Since being a reporter, you just want to meet me. You envision mysterious figures in the night, the cracks of pistols and drugs in the wine. Instead, you have spent a dull evening in a French music hall with a sloppy fat man who, instead of having messages slipped into his hand by a dark eyed beauty, gets only a prosaic telephone call making an appointment in his room. So you might have imagine some kind of atmosphere, that is at the night time, pistols, drugs, wine, and people are giving some kind of message through dark-eyed beauties. But instead of all this, you are spending a time with a fat man in a French music hall, and who is getting a very ordinary telephone call for making an appointment in his room. I know that you are really bored அப்படின்னு யார் சொல்கிறா? ஆசபிள் வந்து ஃபாலோவர் கிட்ட சொல்கிறான். உன் எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன் வேறு, பட் நீ இப்போ பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கிறது வேலை, கண்டிப்பாக உனக்கு இது என்னவா இருக்கும்? போரிங்காக இருக்கும். The fat man chuckled to himself as he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside to let his frustrated guest enter. So பேசிட்டே என்ன பண்ணுறான்? He's opening his room and allowed his guest to get in. That is Fowler to get in. You are disillusioned, Ausable told him, but take cheer, my young friend. So Ausable is saying to Fowler that you are completely disappointed, but be cheerful, friend. அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாரு. ஏன் அப்படின்னா, presently you will see a paper, a quite important paper for which several men and women have risked their lives come to me. Someday soon that paper may well affect the course of the history. In that thought is drama, is there not? As he spoke, Ausable closed the door behind him. Then he switched on the light, and as the light came on, Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. For halfway across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand, stood a man. ஸோ ஆசபிள் வந்து ஃபவுலரை சேர் பண்ணிவிட்டு என்ன சொல்கிறாரு அப்படின்னா, பி சியர்ஃபுல் பிகாஸ் அட் ப்ரெசன்ட் we are going to receive a paper. For that important paper, several men and women have risked their life. That paper is going to change the entire history. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு என்ன பண்ணுறாரு, he closes the door and switch on the light. அப்போ தான் Fowler was able to see a man with a pistol standing in the room with the automatic pistol. Ausable blinked a few times. Max, he wheezed. You gave me quite a start. I thought you were in Berlin. So Ausable, when he saw that young man, he was able to identify that it was Max, and he says that he thought that Max was in Berlin. What are you doing here in my room? Max was slender, a little less than tall, with features that suggest slightly the crafty, pointed countenance of a fox. ஸோ அவுட்வர்ட் appearance எப்படி இருக்குன்னா, ரொம்ப தின்னாக, ரொம்பவும் டாலாக இல்லாமல், ரொம்பவும் ஷார்ட்டாக இல்லாமல், அவன் ஃபீச்சர்ஸ்லாம் எப்படி இருக்குது அப்படின்னா, ஒரு நரியோட, ஒரு ஃபாக்ஸோட மூஞ்சி மாதிரி இருக்குது. ரொம்ப ஷார்ப் ஃபீச்சர்ஸாக இருக்கான். There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing especially menacing. The report, he murmured, the report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles, I thought I would take it from you. It will be safer in my hands than in yours. So he says that for what purpose he has come to Ausable's room. Ausable already told Fowler that he's going to get a paper, very important paper that is going to change the entire history in course of time. So this man Max says that he came here to take that report from him, and he says that that paper will be very safe with him than in the hands of Ausable. Ausable moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. I am going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it, he said grimly. So இதை கேட்டுட்டு ஆர்ம்சேரில் என்ன பண்ணுறான், பொத்துன்னு என்ன பண்ணுறான், ஆசபிள் ரொம்ப சோகமாக வந்து உட்காந்துட்டு என்ன சொல்கிறான், this time I'm going to what is that scold the management people. For what அப்படின்னா, this is the second time in the month that somebody has got into my room through the nuisance of the balcony. இதில் இந்த மாதத்துலேயே ரெண்டாவது தடவை பால்கனி மூலமாக ஒருத்தர் என் ரூம்குள்ளே வர்றது. Fowler's eyes went to the single window of the room. It was an ordinary window against which the night was pressing blackly. ஸோ இதை கேட்டோன்னா ஃபவுலர் திரும்பி பார்க்குறான், அந்த ரூமில் ஒரே ஒரு விண்டோ தான், விண்டோக்கு அந்த பக்கம் பிளாக்காக இருக்குது நைட் டைம்ங்கிறதுனால. Max said with a rising inflection, modulation, வாய்ஸை மாற்றிட்டு என்ன சொல்கிறான், no, a passkey. So I didn't come by the balcony, but I came by the passkey. Duplicate key போட்டு தான் உள்ளே வந்தேன் யார் சொல்கிறா, Max is saying. I did not know about the balcony. எனக்கு அதை பற்றி ஒரு ஐடியாவுமே இல்லை அப்படின்னு மேக்ஸ் சொல்கிறான். It might have saved me some trouble had I known. It is not by my balcony, Ausable said with extreme irritation. It belongs to the next apartment. He glanced explanatorily at Fowler. You see, he said, this room used to be a part of a large unit, and the next room through that door there used to be a living room. It had the balcony which extended under my window. Now you can get onto it from the empty room 2 doors down, and somebody did last month. The management promised to block it off, but they haven't. Max glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Ausable, and waved the gun with a commanding gesture. So what actually happened is Ausable is saying that this is a second time a strange person coming into my room through the balcony. This balcony is not actually belong to this apartment, but actually the nearby building owns it. ஸோ இது மூலமாக என்ன பண்ணிடுறாங்க, இந்த லிவிங் ரூம்குள்ளே என்ன பண்ணிடுறாங்க, வந்துடுறாங்க. இதை நான் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டாக ஆல்ரெடி ஐ ஹாவ் மேட் அ கம்ப்ளைண்ட். தே டோல்ட் தட் தே வில் பி பிளாக்கிங் தட் வே அண்ட் நாட் அலோவிங் எனி individual to get into his room through the balcony. In the meantime, மேக்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணுறான், ஃபவுலரை வந்து குறிப்பாத்து என்ன பண்ணுறான், கன் அப்படியே வேவ் பண்ணிவிட்டு அவனை என்ன பண்ணுறான், ஒரு கமாண்டிங் ஜெஸ்டர் அவனை என்ன பண்ணுறான், பயமுறுத்துகிறான். யார், மேக்ஸ்.